Hello everyone, I'm Brian, welcome back, let's go ahead and continue.
Will we just sit at home and complain and cry about it, or will we stand up and make it happen in whatever capacity we can? That's all the question is.
Real quick, I already paused it right away, but there was a video of Youth and Truth that Sadhguru talked about, Sadhguru talked about, I'm sorry. A Youth and Truth with Sadhguru that there's one young lady that said, you know, she was taking action. She said, I'm doing this, I need help, where can I get help? She told that to Sadhguru, and Sadhguru told her exactly, you come to my, you know, I guess it's ashrams, or I forget what place it was, and you know, we'll give you the resources, we'll train you to help you with your whatever it is you're doing, which is helping a village, a poor village. I think that might be the same video where there's this infamous person that just was that disliked Sadhguru, put it that way. I think it's the same video. I'm not sure. I think so. And that's taking action is the biggest thing. That I wanted to point her out because she is taking action. She's not just training, looking, and saying I'm worried about all these things. No, there's a problem. She's doing it.
Hello and good evening, sir. Myself Farhat from Afghanistan.
Where are you?
I have a question regarding taking decision of my life. So means taking decision of my life means going for a new job, or like starting a new business, or going for educations. So for that, what should I do? And what should I consider, and what should I think before that to think about that decision, to take that decision?
I say, I guess for these kind of people, well, it almost sounds like he wants Sadhguru to make a decision for him. But I think the question is probably more along the lines like, what steps do I need to take before making a big decision? I mean, think about, I guess, the kind of the requirements for that job. Does it require you to move? Are you willing to move? Do you have enough money to move? Do you have a place to stay when you move? Is it safe where you move? Do you know the safe and dangerous places before you move? Is it worth moving? What about your friends, your family? There's a lot of things to consider. I guess if it's local and home, then, you know, just there's nothing necessarily taking a job. You can, you know, always apply for another one. Apply for the jobs that you want. Seems pretty simple.
So, please. Thank you. So glad to have you here from Afghanistan. That's nice. So, essentially what you're asking is, what should I invest my life in? But the way you're putting it is, what job should I take, what education should I do? That's not the point. Essentially, the important thing is, this is a life. For every one of you, your life is precious, isn't it? Hello? It's a precious life. If something is precious, where do you want to invest this life? Into what do you want to invest this precious life? If this is a worthless life, throw it somewhere. If this is a precious life, what do you want to invest this life into? If you look at it this way, you will find something truly worthwhile to do. If you think in terms of how to earn a living, how to get this kind of thing, that kind of thing, then you will do something silly that you will regret for the rest of your life. Most people are a regret. That's why they're going around joylessly, because they're not doing what they want to do. They are not creating what really matters to them. They're doing something for a living. Earning a living is not a big deal for a human being. Every creature, every worm, insect, bird, animal is earning their living, isn't it so? With such a big brain, what is a big deal about earning a living? But unfortunately, because of 10 to 20 years of generations, not years, 10 to 20 generations of poverty in this country because of external occupations and invasions and stuff. Because of that, people have gotten into this mode. How to earn a living, how to earn a living. Parents are constantly grilling their children, how will you earn your living? With such a big brain, when an earthworm can earn its living, such a big brain, is earning a living a issue? No. What is it that you're going to create? This precious life, where are you going to invest it? Are you going to invest it in something that's truly worthwhile, or are you going to throw it away as a worthless thing? This is the important thing, because what you call as my life is just a certain amount of time and energy, isn't it? Yes? As you sit here, your life is ticking away or no? You're young, you may not be thinking like this, but actually it's ticking away. What is ticking away is not time, what is ticking away is your life. Yes or no? Since you came into this hall, you are an hour and a half closer to your grave. Yes, you are. Isn't it? So time is going away. So this energy that you call as my life, how are you going to invest it? Because it's going to… if you're doing something truly worthwhile, it gets over before you know what happened. Only if you're doing something worthless, it feels like a long life. Have you noticed this? On a particular day when you're very happy, 24 hours, poof, it went off like that, like a moment. You're miserable, 24 hours feels like 10 years. Have you not noticed this? So only miserable people will have a long life. Joyful people, life goes away like that, as if it's a couple of days. It passes away like that, if you are creating what you really care to create. So, one thing that every young person should do is, without the influence of the peers of your own age group, without the influence of your professors and your parents, without any kind of influence, somewhere you must stay by yourself, at least for 2-3 days, and look at it. What is it that I want to invest this precious life into? What is it that will be worthwhile today and worthwhile after 50 years for me to invest myself into? You invest your life into that, whatever it is. However small, big, it doesn't matter. If you see that this is something truly worthwhile and you invest your life in that, this will be a life of fulfillment.
I was going to put perhaps a little Western spin to that. But there's nothing necessarily wrong with trying to find a good job and working hard for a job. As a matter of fact, he said in that speech there about doing… I can't verbatimly say it, but anyways, he talked about… let me go rewind that. 2749. You know what, never mind. Anyway, he's saying essentially doing what you want. Essentially doing what makes you happy, kind of. But it's kind of like… there's an underlying message that I hear from Sadhguru, at least this is how I thought I understood him, is the fact that obviously you must discover your true self. Once you discover that, you pursuing a very large career won't be a struggle or a hassle or a pain. Not at all. It's just part of life too. If you enjoy your job, you know, like working 6 days a week or 7 days a week, and if you genuinely enjoy that and it really makes you happy and you see a very profound, I don't know, I say duty, but just it's something that gives you great joy because you know you're doing good in life, nothing wrong with that, you know. But you have… the thing is, the key thing is that make sure it is something that you want, not need, but what you want. Need doesn't necessarily give you joy. It gives you contentment. If you need a house and you have it, if you need food and you have it, and you need water and you have it, you should be content. Now, what you need, if you don't have it, it makes you suffer. If you want something, you don't have it, you suffer. But if you want something, you get it, you're joyful. But that's because you haven't discovered your true self yet. To a degree. So And this is the thing about my perspective, is that I can want something and not have it, but not suffer from it. That's the biggest difference for me. I can want a lot of things, I can desire a lot of things, and I don't suffer because of those wants and desires, but I can work towards them to make me happy when I get them, and then go back to contentment until I want something else and not suffer. I could want something and say, you know what, I can't afford that right now, or I can't ever buy it. I could want it forever and never suffer for it. That's, I guess, the key thing there. So him pursuing like a career or something, maybe he wants to, maybe that is his passion, is working in jobs working makes him happy. So, him maybe exploring life or something, it's kind of boring, and it's like, rather be at the job right now. There are some weird people like that, but you have to know and understand yourself. I guess that's technically your mind. If you really want to play with the material realm, your mind and your body's needs and wants, you can. But your true self is always content, never needing anything really. So it's just a matter of whether your body, excuse me, whether your body suffers or not, whether you allow it to suffer or not too. Maybe I am talking in terms of the material realm. Anyways. At least that's my personal opinion. But my personal, professional...
Sadhguru.
Where are you? Oh, up there.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. நான் சுபாஷ் பிஎஸ்சி அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் படிக்கிறேன். இந்த காலகட்டத்தில் தனி தமிழ்நாடு அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு கருத்து பரவலாக இருக்குது. மாநிலத்துக்கு சுய ஆட்சி அப்படிங்கிற எண்ணம் வர ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்குது. இதை பற்றி நீங்கள் என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க? இதனுடைய தாக்கம், இதோட இம்பேக்ட் என்னவா இருக்கும்? நன்றி.
இது புதுசா வரல, முதல்ல இருந்தது.
If you want to watch this, which you should have already watched in Sadhguru's channel already, I'm going to skip it because I can't understand it and I don't want to waste y'all's time too much. Oop, okay.
வெறும் இந்தியா மட்டும் இல்லை, ஏசியாவே சேர்த்து ஒன்றா பண்ணால் மகத்தான ஒரு சக்தியாக நடக்கும். இது இல்லைன்னா எப்பவுமே அடிமையாக தான் இருப்போம் நாம் பிரித்து.
Thank you, Sadhguru, for your valuable words. Thank you all.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you're able to come to many colleges and give many more speeches, and I think it's just a single life, right? And you're able to achieve more than what one can imagine. A big foundation, Isha, Yoga, Mind, and many more centers, many more disciples. It's all in a single life, right? If a common man wants to take this by simple efforts and hard work, I think it will take at least up to 3 generations. And you have done it within a single life. So what's the secret behind your success? இவ்ளோ வேகமான அசுரத்தனமான வளர்ச்சிக்கு என்ன காரணம் வச்சிருக்கீங்க?
I wish she said that in English. I guess she said something very good. I wonder if Sadhguru will say this is not... I have achieved this over a few lifetimes. At the very least 4, I believe it was. I wonder if he'll say that. And to say to achieve something within a lifetime, I would say it's... Well, I guess it is very difficult. There are very, 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 very few people that can achieve something very grand. Now, mind you, there's many different kinds of achievement. Was it Jeff Bezos? In his lifetime, created Amazon and became very big. Steve Jobs with Apple's. But those are very much businesses. And we're talking about in terms of the spiritual part. That's much more difficult because you're not. I don't think you're necessarily selling anything, but I don't think Sadhguru is selling anything. But yet, for him to become so big and popular the way he is, without making product or something that he sells, it's quite difficult. There's not too many. I don't believe there's too many gurus or swamis out there. While there are many who achieve great things, but in terms of popularity, I suppose, especially international popularity, can be quite difficult. Oh no.
Then English கேள்வியா தமிழுமா?
Any language, I in English or Tamil? I can understand. No problem.
No, because the question was half.
Yeah.
The percentage of English was more, so I will choose English, okay?
I was wondering about that actually too. I was wondering, I guess Sadhguru is I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but I kind of am. I kind of figured, since I understand that English, I understand that India is a very big country. I figured most people kind of speaks the language. I guess I got to think back about my home country too, my birth country, that I spoke my native dialect as well as the national language, but the other people's languages I didn't quite speak. So I guess that makes sense. Even though my birth country is really, really small, but still. I mean, I don't know. Like, Sadhguru is a very smart person, so I assume he knows a lot of languages. And it's really weird. I guess he knows English more than Tamil. But then again, he's probably been visiting like a lot of Western countries and speaking English. And I guess English is kind of a business language, I suppose. So.
See, as a child, what's your name?
Monihashri Abi.
As a child, did you blow soap bubbles? Soap bubbles. Soap bubbles. Did you ever blow soap bubbles? Never.
Sure.
You did. So when you blew soap bubbles, have you seen somebody got this big bubble, you got only this big bubble?
We must hold our breath and leave it slow, then we'd get a big bubble. Everything has…
Everybody had air in the lungs, but somebody got a big bubble, somebody got a small bubble.
She's missing the point.
What is this about? See, when it comes to body, this is my body, that is your body, 100% clear, no confusion about this, isn't it? This is my body, that is your body. This is my mind, that is your mind. But when it comes to life, there is no such thing as my life and your life. This is a living cosmos. How much life will you capture within your system will determine the size and scope of your life. Somebody got a big bubble, somebody else got a small bubble. Poop, it went off. You cannot identify where is my air and where is your air, isn't it? So similarly, when it comes to life, there is no such thing as my life and your life, but distinctly my body and your body, my mind and your mind, but no my life and your life. There is life, abundant life. This is a living cosmos. How much life will you capture within yourself will determine the scope and range of your life. What one person can do in 100 years, somebody may do it in 10 years. Because of the sheer intensity of life. When I say intensity of life, it may translate in many different ways. See, there are times, for example, certain businesses have grown. Let us say, some business like, in United States this become a fad. Within 3 years, somebody is billions of dollars of worth of business. Let us say Microsoft has grown or Facebook has grown or something like this has grown. This is largely because of technological breakthroughs and somebody rides that technology. At another time, that would not have happened. So that is different. But if you want to create something really large, really significant, large or small is not the point, significance, then you need intensity of life. One thing is the scale of life that you capture. This is what I said earlier when I said yoga, obliterating in boundaries of your individuality means, in a way, you are allowing universe to invade you. When universe is not against you, but it invades you or it's a part of you, then You have abundance of life. When you have abundance of life, you will not hesitate to share.
I'm wondering. It's kind of weird. He says invade. It's kind of not really a good term to use, but he says when you use it part of your life, and I'm wondering if maybe a better translation of that would be to to go with the universe as opposed to oppose it. When you go, and this is something I think I said in some of the previous videos of this one in particular, is the fact that the more that you are able to go along with life, life, I guess that's the best way to put it, like, when you're not resisting your nature too, like, obviously there's certain good and bad things, but when you don't resist too much of life or nature of yourself, or understand the truth of things, the easier life gets. You're cruising through life, you're content, you're happy, because you're not fighting against things. You're not resisting it. It's not resisting you. So you're going the same flows. You know, you're going down the river. You're not fighting up the river like a salmon. And I'm wondering, this is kind of like, I think how I'm translating what he's saying here is about when you go along with life, things becomes a lot easier. You use whatever life is with you. That's not the right word. When you're going along with life, there are certain things in life that can go along with you. If you can get those things, you can improve your life and make you very successful, because you're not fighting against it. You snagged it on the way, in a sense. Not exactly a very good explanation, but it's decent.
When you share big time your life with everybody else, people will naturally value it immensely, because everybody is trying to hoard it, somebody is willing to share it, so naturally there will be a big upsurge around you. This will lead to many things. This will make many friends and many enemies. A lot.
Oops, sorry. That laugh that he did there, it's like he knows it so well. You know, it's like, you'll make many friends and many enemies, and he laughs, and oh my gosh. I mean, it's really weird to have, I don't know. Doesn't seem like a bad guy at all, and the things that he's done for the world in general and for people, you know. I can understand, like, questioning whether you believe in what he says or not, but to hate him just because, it's really kind of strange. I don't understand people hating someone. Now, don't get me wrong, if they've wronged you, maybe then, but to just, it's fine to disagree. You can disagree with Sadhguru, absolutely, but to hate him because of the things he say, just because you don't believe in what he says, doesn't mean you should hate someone.
Of people whom you have never met, they are your sworn enemies, but you don't know why.
It's like speaking from
you never met them,
yeah.
You never had a word with them, but they are swearing that I am his enemy. I don't know why, but it goes on in the world. So when we talk about how so much can be done in a short span of time, it's not a short span of time, it's 37 years. Incessant work, 7 days of the week, 20 hours a day, almost for 25 years, more than 25 years. On an average, I slept only for 2.5 hours a day. Not deprived of sleep, just kept my life energy so intense that sleep was not even an issue. There are times when I've gone without sleep for 3 days, 4 days, full-scale working, not because you're on some kind of a drug and not sleeping, simply because of the intensity of purpose and commitment to what you're doing. Today I can proudly say, I have created thousands of people around me. All of them have gotten crazy like that. They're all beginning to work like this. Most of them, you don't know when they will sleep, when they will wake up. On, 7 days of the week. No holidays, no vacations, but everybody is joyful.
There you go. See, they're doing something, work, job, whatever it is, but as long as it's making them happy, there's nothing wrong with pursuing a very intense job. But the most important thing is for you to want that as well, not to go against the grain. Now, I know there's more to it than just that. This is just merely an add-on to the main thing of discovering your true self. That absolutely, bottom line, that is it. But then once you get that, or at the very least when you're pursuing that, you can pursue things in this life to make things better, at least in terms of the, as Sadhguru would say, the success, the things around you. You internally, it's all on you. Success outside. You can make the external success and internal success. But yes, I guess the thing I was talking about mostly is the external success. So long as you're pursuing something that makes you happy, that doesn't go against your grain, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to understand that.
If you come to the yoga center and see, you will see the most joyful faces. But they've never been on a vacation. They don't own a damn thing. They don't have money in their pockets, but they're just joyful because drunk with life, literally. Well, it's like this. Have you noticed on a certain day, if you're very, very joyful and blissed out, you are willing to do whatever is needed, no problem, isn't it? Any amount of work. But little frustration, your feet will drag. So I have not known frustration at all in the last 37 years. Not that everything goes right, many things don't happen the way I want. In fact, nothing happens the way I want. That's a fact. Because what I want is up there. It is always an incremental success of everything. But because of the sheer intensity of purpose and focus, when some movements we started and people gathered in millions, somebody told me, a very prominent person in the country, Sadhguru, this kind of crowds happened only when Mahatma Gandhi came. I said, no. See, don't compare, because Mahatma Gandhi had a huge advantage. He had an enemy. There was somebody to fight. When you have an enemy, you can gather masses. Now, my whole thing is, I'm constantly reminding people, there is only one enemy in your life, that's you. If you fix this one person, everything is fine with you. Yes or no? You have only one enemy, that's yourself. If you fix this one person, this is a wonderful life. So, when there is no external enemy, moving people towards a purpose is very difficult. But people have moved wonderfully, not just in India, around the world. People are putting a lot of pressure in various countries. Sadhguru, you've done enough in India, you must come and stay here, stay there, do this, do that. Why I'm telling you this is, you are young people. Each one of you, if you become a dynamo of energy and activity, this country, which is a nation of young people, will prosper and become a miracle like no other, because we have the largest number of young people. If you get the necessary intensity and balance within you, this is important. Intensity without balance will make you go crazy. If you have intensity and balance, we can make a miracle out of this nation. All the problems that we are seeing in this country can be a thing of the past in a matter of 10 years' time, not too long. If you look at nations, if you look at the history of this world, the only country which has moved a large segment of population from poverty to affluence in one generation is the China. But they did it with lot of force and pain, too much pain. Millions have died, so much pain, so much force. But today, India as a nation, we are sitting on a threshold that through a democratic process, if all of us do the right things in the next 5–10 years' time, through a democratic process, without a gun, without bloodshed, we can move 1 billion people from one level of living to another. This kind of thing has never happened in the history of humanity. Right now, India is sitting on that cusp that if we do the right things in the next 5–10 years' time, you will see this nation transforming. Without guns, without blood, without those kind of revolutions, simply through democratic process we can do. We are sitting on the threshold. It is just that we should not sit on the threshold for too long. We must take the next step and the next step, and that is in our hands as a generation of people. We need to do that.
Friends, I understand that you have a lot of thriving energy coming up. Since it's a busy schedule, I think we should wind up the session now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sadhguru, and thank you, audience, for their questions.
All right. Well, interestingly enough, yeah, absolutely. Really strange you talked about China. I know a friend of mine would say, well, you know, if a lot of your poor die because of bad working conditions, yeah, your poverty is going to drop, which is a terrible thing to say, but probably honestly the truth. It's just really crazy. But anyways, yeah. I mean, any country can do this. It's just it takes the people to make the change. You know, people have to want to. Yeah, I guess people have to want to. Somehow that doesn't sound right. People have to want to. People have to want to make change. And you know, I don't remember when this was recorded, but I don't know how far has progress have gone. And I don't know. I was thinking along the lines, I want Sadhguru to come to the United States and do this in our colleges as well, because I want to see whether there's any hope left, or is there hope? I don't know honestly what to expect. From what I'm seeing from colleges, it's not looking promising, but at the same time, you know, it does somewhat, so it's on the border for me. And I'd like to see the how to say, I wonder how this will affect people. I mean, considering that the United States doesn't necessarily practice Eastern philosophy, mostly Western religion, and then you have of course your science, math, and stuff like that. So, and philosophy is not exactly, I don't believe, is a very popular subject over here. So, curious as to the reactions to the people. It'd be nice to do like a after the talk to talk to some of the students or the audience to see their thoughts, to hear their thoughts about what did they think about the discussion, what Sadhguru has said, and all of that, whether it helped them or not, you know. But anyways, that's my reaction to Sadhguru at TNAU, I believe. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.